Welcome to the Poet's Brain, where we love to flow in words and sometimes song. We celebrate all things creative, but don't get me wrong. Creativity is illuminating, fascinating, and yes, even captivating. But we get ecstatic to those who use their words to sift and uplift. So tonight we've captured some creative minds to illuminate your senses and help you unwind. These maker of verses who keep words glowing. Here at the Poet's Brain, I present to you Flowin'. She reigns on the mic and will tell you what she likes. The fellas will feel the cut of her knife. Her words are about the joy and pain of real life. This is real, not performed. Her rhymes are like a quiet storm. All the way from D.C. is our Wednesday night MC, Miss Raine Jackson.
Dear love, sometimes I wish I were dead, buried, cremated, murdered. That way I wouldn't have to live with the pain of missing you. It almost feels like the deeper I fall, the more you run away from me. To be fair, I'll run too. And that way, by the time I reach myself, I won't have to remember the reason for running in the first place. Funny how even first place seems so impossible. And there will come a point in time when I face myself, and it'll be the saddest day of my life. The day I understand reality and wake up from the maybe almost possibly dream. And when I awake, I will finally see clearly that clearly I am my biggest enemy. The heart plays a good game, making me believe you are so amazing, making me believe that you are so truthful, and making me believe that you are so intelligent. But on that day of realization, I will find out the angering truth that you are the murderer. You are the liar. You are the ignorant one. However, I am still the fool to believe in you. Whenever I die, I will thank you for making me insane, for making me lonely, then for eventually murdering me. Right now, this pain is death, and you are just the executioner, waiting for the signal, waiting for the opportunity, waiting for the day to finally end it all for me. That's only if I don't end it first, myself. You make me hate you relentlessly, but no matter how fast I run, no matter how many times I escape your clutch, you always have a way of reappearing in my life again. So do me a huge favor, will you, love? Just leave me alone. You know what? In fact, I will leave you alone and go die peacefully. Always sincere, Miss Raine Jackson. P.S. I know you're still out there, still waiting for me to come back to you. But I want you to know this. I am no longer your victim. Goodbye forever. Thank you.
Next we have Woo Knightley. She can spit the rhymes and can sing on a dime, dropping seeds, sowing, knowing, and flowing about the life she's lived and what's still growing. Don't mess with her. She'll tell you straight up what's on her mind, and she knows she's fine. She'll cooperate, but won't go quietly. All the way from the big state of Texas, I bring you Woo Knightley.
What makes you think you're better than I? Is your world newer? Is your sky bluer? Are you made of gold inside and out? When you speak loud, do you carry more clout? What makes you think you're better than I? Is it that man that clings close to your side? Is it your boat, your home, or your ride? Are these the things that give you your pride? What makes you think you're better than I? Is your name written in a book or engraved in stone? I don't think so. If these are the things that separate you from me, then what makes you better is nothing, you see. You're just living that American dream, and your life is wasted on material things. Your very existence is a joke, and a bad one at that. So climb down from your pedestal and get a grip, because you're not better, just a trip. Thank you.
Okay, next up we have Lady Sin Laval. She always sets the atmosphere, at least that's how she does it here. Every third Friday with her Real Talk show, this creative mind knows how to let it flow. She's known for being grown and sexy in this piece. She keeps it real when she speaks. All the way from St. Louis, y'all, I bring to you Miss Lady Sin Laval.
Clock ticks, seconds to minutes, minutes to hours, hours to days. 375, 52, or 12. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Each one given a blessing. With everyone we grow, we learn, we even mature. One never is too old to absorb knowledge from others. December 31st, time 11:59. It begins. Renewed. Remove all past stress and stressors. Unpack unwanted baggage. Unclutter your life shelves. Brush off your haters. Begin fresh. No resolutions, just confirmations with yourself to walk down that path of positivity. Pack only things supportive. When met with stress or stressors, hate or haters, or other life's obstacles, do not waver. For your strength, support, and motivation is always with you. To guide you when needed, motivation. To walk with you, support, or to carry you through your strength. Conceive it, believe it, and achieve it.
Last but not least, we bring you House Ragu. He'll knock your socks off, and even your hat. I don't even know what to say about this cat. He sounds nothing like he looks. He can make Poetry for Dummies sound like a great book. Even though he's not quiet, he looks like a mouse. But he's all man, ladies. I bring to you House, all the way from Canada, Mr. House Ragu.
I'm going to read an original piece today. It's called I'm Lucky. I saw a kid in a wheelchair the other day, a little short guy, probably a few feet tall, with flattened face and scraggly hair and arms like a T-Rex, hooked up and over to the point where I think he's making fun of the way I'm standing reading my book down the sidewalk just at the end of my break. Little guy's rolling along in his mechanical ride, rolling up on 12s, with tracheal implant evidence, and I can hear every breath he takes in the form of a purposeful gasp deep in the throat, as though it's a major event, as though each one he takes is worthy of an award or at least a pat on the back, and as he grows closer I can see that his little legs are twisted in either direction, flailing about with every bump, with every crack in his road, the type of crack he can't jump over to save his mama's back, or probably his own for that matter. His little shoes dangling only halfway down his little ride, he looks like Krang. And for a moment I begin to wonder to myself what I'd be like if I were dealt with that deck of cards, whether I'd be resentful or bitter, whether I'd still be around at whatever age this one's at. It's difficult for me to imagine the pains and tribulations that this little guy had to endure, so I've realized that I'm lucky. I'm lucky that the biggest troubles I've ever faced are the kinds of things that don't matter in the scheme of the world, and I'm lucky that I was able to overcome such minute details, such insignificant little problems that I'm almost embarrassed to think about them as such. And when this little guy rolls along past smiling, I wonder if he smiled on purpose, or if his face is fused that way. I wonder if he knows how inspiring it is to see his possibly contorted lips curve at just the right places to make it look as though he's happy to be alive, even though his body is working to stay awake, working to stay upright, working too hard to call whatever I call work just that. And I don't know pain, and I'm lucky. What I call pain is nothing more than a flesh wound. What I call pain is nothing more than a hurt ego. What I call pain is a month of sorrow, or an hour of stinging, or a minute of throbbing big toe. And I don't know pain, and I'm lucky, and I want to be sorry, but I can't because it's not my fault, though it would be easier if it were. But he smiles and rolls along strong, and I can't help but feel empowered by him. And a part of me for a brief instant wants to stop him and hug him and tell him that I'm so thankful he's able to put my life into perspective by simply being alive. And I want to tell him that I'll never understand the troubles he's gone through, and I'll never understand what it's like not to be able to breathe, or not be able to stand, or not be stared at. And I want him to understand what an amazing human being he is for dealing with the cards that he was dealt, and slamming my bluff of an existence down and stealing my chips. This little man who can't reach across the table can take my game, take my house, take my life, for I imagine he's grown exponentially faster than I. And as I walk back into work, I can't help but turn and watch his mechanical ride up on 12s take a corner and smile as the flag floats above the fence into the distance. His body may be work, but I have to get back to mine.
This concludes our show. Thanks for coming out. This is a place where we stop to express, project, and caress our words with boldness and finesse. Until next time, from our brain to the page, then to the stage, here at the Poet's Brain.
If you are a poet, spoken word artist, or musician, go to hncalley.wordpress.com to find information on dates and times on when you can perform in front of a live audience.